of trees.
Nothing like starting off a show being all patriotic. Ooh, my freedom. Oh, yeah.
My freedom. And we're going to get right into it swinging fucking hard. All right.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie. So everybody knows if I sound a little effed up, I have the vid. Little pretext. Let's do this.
Chad's playing into it now.
So Tuesday, my sinuses were kind of fuckety. Like a feel, but I've got bad sinuses. Found that out from my mother's that I should have bad sinuses because she does. So, Mom, thanks for the hips, bad hips, shitty sinuses. So we get home, and Tuesday I'm kind of like, I had one test left because Cohen had tests from when he was sick. Thought, oh hell, I'll take one. We'll just see. And I took it. I went up to go have a shower, and Kim's like, "You're positive." I'm like, "Huh?" She's
You're
like,
pregnant?
You have, I said, I know I'm a very positive person. She's like, no, you have COVID. I'm like, fuck you, I do. Right? Like, so Ashley brought another because she had a couple tests at her house. So I called Cohen's mom, Ash, and I said, hey, can we give some of those tests from you, please? And yeah, sure as shit. So here I am now, stuck in the basement, but it's okay. I'll survive. I'm already feeling okay. I've had worse hangovers than this, to be honest with you. Like, I've had hangovers that were way, way worse than this. So
you're stuck in the basement. You're a basement dwelling troll.
Like Mr. D would say, I'm a basement rat. So we're going to get right into it. Let's just start going because there's a lot of shit going on. So all the mandates, all the COVID people, the things people are fighting for against COVID. Hey, it's your battle. And you know what? If that's how you feel it's going to help us, then that's your decision. Okay. I mean, it's your freedom. And I will say that's what, living in a free country, not a dictatorship, that's going to weigh heavy here, folks, in the next probably 10 to 55 minutes of the conversation tonight. So hang on. I posted something on Facebook, and I think this rings so very true. And I've been saying it the whole time. We have people on either side of the argument here about COVID and vaccines and whatnot, okay? So I posted, it's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to disagree with someone's opinion. It is not okay to humiliate them because they don't think the same way you do. Show respect. Society needs more of that. And yes, we need, and we said that last week. We've been saying this forever. I mean, I remember, well, I don't remember. I saw the video because I had deleted it and I was really fucked up. When I was in the hospital saying, we need to get along, guys. Like, this is ridiculous. We're getting torn apart, okay? So under that, a friend of everybody, well, Chad knew him, Jamie doesn't know, but of course Ryan and Price and people that are watching, Mr. James Deaton, good friend of mine and Alex's, well, was a good friend. We just don't talk anymore. That's life. He said, I sympathize with the truckers, but the fact they didn't beat the Nazi flag fuckers pissed me right off. They don't get a pass. To which someone replied, I'll leave her name out of it, but replied, I feel the same way, but then heard that it was because they are representing Nazism by sending message to our government is using Nazi tactics. Insinuating that our government is the Nazis. Very misleading. Oh, excuse me. Jesus. When misleading, when the government paints it like that, people are accepting and broadcasting it in protest of freedom. Okay, that's kind of redundant what you just said there because you said it's misleading, right? The government's misleading us, but that message you're getting out there is misleading. Okay? So I replied, until we're in concentration camps and millions of us are being butchered and killed and gassed and murdered, comparing this government to the Nazis is ridiculous and ignorant. And we've been saying that this isn't a new revelation from me and Alex. We've shared this together, that this is what we believe. To which is replied, I'm just repeating what someone said. That's why the flags were there. Always hearsay. Okay, but that's more hearsay. And I don't care what anybody says. If you're out flying a Nazi flag, you're a fucking racist. You're a piece of shit. And here's the second one. I would still say you're an idiot for having a Nazi flag, but if you were to write on it, if you wrote the message, say like, hey, dear Canada, keep this up and this is what we're going to be like, I'd be like, oh, okay, I get your message. It's fucking stupid, but I get your message. I understand. Cool. I'm sorry, Alex, I'm going to steal your thunder because I'm rolling right now, but Alex made a great point before we started the show. It's not like, I'm not going to look because I don't want my computer getting flagged or anything. I don't think it's as easy as going on Amazon and ordering a swastika flag. It's not like you can go to Walmart and go, oh shit, look, Canadian, American, Nazi. Excellent. Just what I was looking for. Right? So I completely agree with James said. And this is the thing. I think we said this last week too. And this is the problem, that the convoy couldn't just stop and go, hey, Nazi, get out of here, you fuckers with your flags. If you're not smart enough, these people that are there with these flags go, maybe that's not a good look. You shouldn't have the flags there. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, Alex.
I've heard, now I'm just as bad as the other person. I saw posts on Facebook where people were saying that they knew of people at the protests in Ottawa who had confronted immediately those people with the Nazi flag and had that flag taken down, and those people were kicked out right away. So if that's the case, good on them. They're doing what they can to keep it not only peaceful, but on point and on message. Then that's not difficult to do with how many hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people who were there protesting. And you can't, and I've seen it posted by some of my friends who are against this convoy. They're not against freedom. They're against the convoy. I got to be clear that they used the hashtag Flu Trucks Clan, which I think is dishonest, because you can't take an entire group, an entire protest group, and paint them all with the black and red and say, oh, they're all Nazis, they're all white supremacists. No, they're not. You got to look at the varying demographics of the people that make up that protest. And it's not all white people, definitely not all white men. There are white women, there are First Nations people, people of Asian descent. There are many more people of different colors and races and religions there than the hashtag Flu Trucks Clan criticizers think there are. So again, do not use blanket statements. Do not try and paint them all as one type of group, because that's entirely dishonest and it's not right. And those people should be called out. I'm not taking a stand with any group. I'm going to criticize everyone, because there is legitimate criticism to be thrown all around, not only with the protesters, but with the media, with the people criticizing the protesters, with the people criticizing the media, everyone, because there's dishonesty to some degree from all angles.
Most definitely. It's like it's been repeated. This people, you're a sheeple. You're a sheeple. You're a sheeple. Well, motherfucker, you're just a sheeple of a different color.
Yeah, he keeps repeating the same thing over.
We're just a different flock. But that's the thing. Oh, you believe the government, you're a sheep. Okay, well, I'm a government sheep, I guess, and then you're the Facebook sheep, I guess. So we're different sheeps. And I'm not saying I'm all the government. I completely trust the government. That is ridiculous for me to say, right? Like, I can have my queries about especially when carbon tax, if I read correctly, now makes up 55% of our gas bill. Ugh. Oof. Yeah, I could be wrong. That's total bro science. Get the thing going. That's total bro science. I thought I saw that. I could be mistaken. So, it's ridiculous. Again, but the one now I want to get into, I think this is going to be interesting. Now we'll see the people here. We go up and down. We're going good here. So, we live in a dictatorship. Oh, dictators, the fucking communist country. All right. We're going to fucking get into some shit now. You want to talk? Okay, so first off, this is the first one. we've all seen the picture of the gentleman with the truck in Ottawa that says "fuck Trudeau," right? We've all seen it. Patriot. But we live in a dictatorship. You know what that would get you? In Russia, that is a dictatorship. That would give you 15 days of in jail for disrespecting the government.
15 days?
Yeah, that's just for being disrespectful. Now, not saying there's not different gauges, and it also is a Russian prison. Right? So let's just keep that in mind, all right? Okay? So yeah, that is a Russian law that was passed in 2019. That it is actually 15 days in jail minimum for disrespecting the government. So
yeah, we don't have that here.
No.
And if you look at some of the pictures and video from Ottawa over the weekend and right now with all the signs about fuck Trudeau, and none of those people are going to prison, we are not in a dictatorship. The guy in the tractor trailer saying fuck Trudeau, he would have been, if we were in a true dictatorship, he would have been pulled out of his truck day one, the truck would have been disappeared, and he would have been disappeared. We're not living in a dictatorship.
No.
Period.
All right. So now we're going to bounce over to the sunny nation of Iran. Okay? Now, this is Iranian law. This does not say Sharia law. This is Iranian law. Okay? We're worried about us. Okay? we're there's butt blaster Brody. We're in a dictatorship, okay? All right. So in Iran, folks, sexual offenses. Okay? Oh, yeah.
Nice hair man bad. The Canadian version of Orange Man bad. I love this.
Yeah. So sexual offenses in Iran, how they're punishable. Adultery. Adultery between married parties is punishable by stoning. Stoning. Wow. Same-sex relationships. And I've made it very loud and clear that we are partners. Like, we support Pride. I've played at the Pride Festival and everything. A death sentence shall be imposed on the active party only if he is married or has been forced the sexual act, but the passive party shall receive automatic death penalty, regardless of marital status. Non-Muslim active party in sexual act with a Muslim party shall also receive the death sentence. But we're in a dictatorship, right?
Yep.
All right. I don't know. Did you get to bring anything up from anywhere?
I found very few laws in Indonesia that differ from here with regards to drugs. The use of hard drugs such as cocaine or heroin face the death penalty in Indonesia. The death penalty for cocaine or heroin. Here, you get to go to a safe injection site and rehabilitated. Maybe you'll go to jail if you're a pusher, but in Indonesia, you get death. Police often raid locations, particularly in Bali, known to be frequented by foreigners, and may require an individual to take a urine or blood test where they have reasonable suspicion that drugs have been taken. Drug use or the possession of even small amounts of drugs, such as marijuana or ecstasy, can lead to prison sentences longer than 4 years. And I'm getting this from adventurealternative.com/laws in Indonesia. And gambling in Indonesia is illegal, and you must show evidence of your identity if it is requested by, for example, the police. So you got to have the identification with you at all time. Now, people have made the comparison since COVID started here with the restrictions and the lockdowns that we're living in not only a dictatorship, but Nazi Germany, blah, 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 blah. I live in a populated area, not once, not one time since March of 2020 have I been pulled over by the police and asked to show my ID or my papers. So this wild exaggeration that we're living in some kind of dictatorship, complete trash.
Okay. We're going to go back to the magical land of Iran again, because I kind of read some more here. So here's some wild ones for you. Murder or Quisas? Quisas. I don't know what that word is, but we're just going to call it Quizno. Okay. So Quizno refers to retribution in kind. Quizno death sentence has been retained for murder in a new IPC. So in this, then, has a previous IPC, it exempts the following situations or people from like dying from retribution. Okay. So father and paternal father of the victim. So if they get murdered, or they murder someone, like they murder whoever murdered their children, that's okay. A man who kills his wife and her lover in the act of adultery. Here's the one. This is your freedoms. Well, I'll get into it right now. This is the one. Muslims who recognize religions and protect persons who kill followers of unrecognized religions. And non-protected persons. So let's just listen to that. In a country where you can be man, woman, both. You can be gender fluid. You can be asexual, pansexual, bisexual, gay. Any kind of thing you can think of, all those you could be killed. Every one of those.
Yeah.
But again, we live in a dictatorship. You realize there's people in the world right now that couldn't even do what me and Alex are doing right now?
Yeah.
You know?
The Freedom Convoy, all the different convoys that converged in Ottawa, they were, as far as I know, allowed to travel unimpeded. They, to my knowledge, were not stopped at any point by military or police or any form of government, and restricted from going to this protest in Ottawa. They were not prevented in any way, shape, or form. At least I haven't seen any posts regarding that. Good evening, Jen.
Yeah, I haven't seen nothing.
Yeah, and if someone was, that'd have been all over social media, all over.
Most definitely. Yeah,
I have more than a few friends who are pro-convoy, and they would have put that up multiple times on their Facebook pages and nothing. So we don't live in a dictatorship.
No. So, yeah, I mean, Guy, I know people get heated, and I know in a situation, if you're confronted with something and you want to fire, this is the problem, though, in the day and age we live in now, when you fire back with something that it can be recorded, people, it's not like the old days where you could be like Shaggy and be like, wasn't me. Wasn't me. You know?
I love that song.
Yeah, I still love the way we sang it.
Yeah.
I think it was the greatest thing,
Can I jump in on this?
Go. Yeah, go.
Okay. So, Brody, speaking on that, people were, and this was when Trudeau was exposed to someone who had COVID, and he followed the Ontario health laws and he quarantined for 5 days. People were saying, oh, he's so afraid of meeting with the truckers. No, he was following Ontario health law by quarantining for 5 days, and he tested negative. Then I guess at some point he tested positive. So he continued in quarantine. If people doubt that, then they have to prove him wrong, because he said he tested negative, then positive. So the onus is on him to prove his case. But what I was getting to with this, apparently Trudeau had to leave Ottawa because he or his family were receiving threats. So that's why he left. And then people were saying, well, he's so scared of the truckers, he had to leave. No, stop making shit up. He left because he was receiving threats. And then apparently I was listening to Last Call Live on Uncle Hack's Danger Cat's channel, and they were saying that people on 4chan found out where Trudeau was staying. So I guess he has to move again.
Again, yep.
Yeah.
But here's my question. what did the people who are involved in like that out in Ottawa, were they expecting him just to walk out and talk with them? Like the security like that's why, and I said this in all honesty, I hope there's a leader in this convoy that if they wanted to talk, right? And I'd be like, cool, you guys have a conversation, like have a select couple people that want to go talk, right? So and in all fairness, I mean, we haven't even said anything about that. Brody nailed it. 90% of people are vaccinated.
Now let's bring up this point. Yep. There are some truckers who are vaccinated who went with the convoy to Ottawa to join the protest. So even though some are vaccinated, they're with that fringe minority. And you were talking about the Nazis, and there were some people who were flying Confederate flags. That small contingent of people are the fringe minority within the fringe minority.
Yes.
See what I did there?
Yeah. But
hello, Edda.
Hello, Edda.
Another pint at the pub, have ya?
She's like, please don't make fun of me.
Sorry.
But I lost what I. But yeah, I mean, drink. But it's gotta. I mean, and the thing is the mandates are gonna end. I mean, like Ireland's already done it. I game with a guy in just outside of Dublin. He says that they still need their vaccine passport to travel, but they don't need it to get into like restaurants and stuff anymore. And as a matter of fact, I believe he said that they've actually given the Irish people the Friday off because St. Paddy's Day is on the Thursday, so they're giving them 4 days to do their thing. Yeah.
You have 10 people sitting at a table, one's a Nazi. Yeah, wrong. No, Brody, I know you're trolling right now. Don't get into the blanket statement and painting everyone with the same brush. You got 10 people and one. No. Wait, no. The math is wrong on that one. You got 10 people total at a table. One is a Nazi. You don't have, that would mean you have 10 Nazis. If that were true. But no, you have 9 people at a table, and one of them is, you have 10 at a table, but one of them is saying Nazis. You got 1 Nazi, and you got 9 other people who have to deal with that asshole or kick him out. You don't have 11 Nazis. Oops, I meant 10 Nazis. Oh.
But you're still wrong.
Wrong.
No matter how you look at it, you're still wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah. Now, being a closet Nazi and like having, but if you're sitting at a table, like, hear me out. If you are at this so-called restaurant sitting like at the beginning of Reservoir Dogs, and the ass who doesn't want to tip, we'll call him Mr. Pink, doesn't want to tip. And he's got like a whole fucking. This is what I'm getting to, Brody. And he's got a fucking Nazi suit on. Yeah, you shouldn't be sitting with him. And what we've already said that. If you would have been here to the show on time, you'd have heard that. We said that about fucking 22 minutes ago. We did say that. And I did say, like, yeah, they should be weeding them out.
Yeah.
You know? They should be weeding them out.
Speaking on that, Ryan, it's the responsibility of the leaders to protect the many instead of the one. If I were a politician and I had to go through all this COVID shit and being called a Nazi and a member of the New World Order and one of the Illuminati, the next virus that comes up, I would say, you guys are on your own. Considering what happened the last time, meaning right now, you guys called me a bunch of names and accused me of being a bunch of shit that I wasn't. Fuck all you people. You are on your own. I ain't doing shit for you. And then they'll say, you're not helping us. Okay, so I'll do something. You're not doing it right. You're doing too much. You're always going to piss off. As a politician, you're always going to piss off someone. Someone's always going to call you a Nazi or part of the New World Order, or worse off, there are people out there who call all politicians pedophiles. Where does this thinking come from exactly? I would not want to be a politician in this day and age.
No, actually, you know what? Now you say that. It went from not wanting to be a cop to not wanting to be a politician. They, I just find those different groups. It's just like, I don't want to do that anymore. Don't want to do that. I
wouldn't want to be in retail because of all the Karens on the the Karens in the Wild channel, there was a new video posted yesterday. 3 of those clips are people in fast food having to deal with Karens. It is fucked. Pooping. I keep trying to find that clip of you from one of the party videos where you go up to the mirror with the camera and you say pooping. I tried to find that, but I can't. I want to use it for something.
Wasn't that?
Yeah, Dad's retired Illuminati.
Yeah.
Apparently. No, Dad, you should be Freemason so that I can get in and play pool at some of these Freemason places. I want to play pool without paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, right? Like, and it's like oh wait.
The adrenochrome.
Yeah, right.
In Florida. Wow. I know
that's really far away from me.
They escaped from Germany in the 40s to Honduras and other places in South America. But what are they doing in Florida?
Getting a tan, low tax rates.
Oh no, Dad, you're saying this in public. Now I'm going to be accused of being a Freemason.
The Bilderbergs.
No, I got a better one for you. When I can find it.
Oh fuck.
Here it is.
The Illuminati confirmed.
Dun, dun, dun. Ha! I fucking knew it. Good Lord.
Now I'm being tarred and feathered with that Freemason brush. I can see it now. I haven't received any kickbacks from Freemasons. They haven't said, okay, you're in the club now. They haven't invited me to a club.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fuck, bruh.
Fuck, bruh.
And scream. Wow. Well, that's America. They don't have hate speech laws, so that is a little bit more freedom than what we have. Then again, I'd rather be here so that we don't have to put up with that shit.
And those people should be beat with sticks. That's just my opinion.
The topic tonight, Joe, is anything you want. We were currently talking about everything related to the protest in Ottawa, but it could change at any moment.
At any moment, we can switch it up. So,
yeah. Thanks, Dad.
That's kind of what we were going with. So,
yeah. We were going with that because not only is it the topic of the day, but there's so much news on that right now, like from all sides as well. If the protesters are not putting on social media some of the dumb shit that that the other protesters are doing, like apparently some protesters are urinating and defecating on residents' lawns and yards in Ottawa, then the media is doing that. And then protesters will put up video on social media showing them cleaning up the Terry Fox statue and cleaning up their garbage and shoveling snow off the streets. Good stuff like that. So we're getting it from all sides. It's great. It's showing a big picture. Aaron, I don't know much about Aaron O'Toole. Was he voted out, or did he get kicked out for saying something stupid?
He basically got voted out. He got ousted. Like he just, So I didn't really follow it. I don't know, to be honest.
Apple pancakes, hey, maybe that's what the Freemasons eat.
Da da da.
Hose on the
wait, are you a milk person?
I don't drink milk. No.
I don't drink a lot either, but apparently milk prices are set to soar across Canada as record price increases for farmers kick in. Wow. So, Canadians are paying more for milk this week. Sorry, this is going to go everywhere, okay? Night, Bruce.
Good night, Dad.
Steep prices increased, which took effect at many grocery stores on Tuesday, were as high as 15% in some provinces, coincidental with the spike in the price of farmers pay for milk they produce. Dramatic price hikes will affect everyone who consumes milk, but it'll hurt low-income and food-insecure families mostly, consumer activists say. If families start being able to provide milk to their kids or they start rationing or diluting it, you're going to see an increase in health concerns. That's fair enough. So in Toronto, the price jumped to $5.39 from $4.69 at 2 grocery stores.
And that's for 4 liters, yeah?
Or yes, that'd be 4, yeah.
Big old jug of the stuff, yeah. Joe, with the supply chain, The figures I've seen are anywhere between 75 and 90% of truckers are vaccinated, so they can cross the border. They can do interprovincial delivery. So the supply chain is not as disrupted as one might think, even with the blockade in Coots, which I think is open to traffic both ways at this point. So we may see a dip in the amount of stock on the shelves, but not a total emptying, unless people are going back to just emptying the shelves for themselves, which we've seen in the past.
Which, yeah. So, yeah.
What's with the free? Okay, Dad made a comment earlier that Mom has or had family members that were Freemasons. So, using that logic in this day and age, that you paint everyone with the same brush, apparently because of that, I am a Freemason, which I'm not, because I don't have a club card. I used to drink milk. I don't see the much point in it anymore.
Yeah, I don't drink milk as much as I used to.
Good source.
At all. So, but yeah, I just seen that. Yeah, the gas. I've seen something about gas prices. But something's got to give a little bit here, right? Yeah. You would think so.
Demand drives supply.
Yeah.
Hey, there's another source. Nice. Where's Heather with all her? Then okay, I'm being a little bit facetious because Heather gives us trivia and stuff, and Joe's given us stuff for Canada. So I'm not jumping on you, Heather.
I wonder how much, if Heather's listening, how much is like a jug of milk, like 4 liters, like a jug. That's what they are here. 4 liters. I wonder how much like a gallon of milk is over in Ireland or over in Britain.
In Yorkshire, you could trade it for a pint or two. That's a horrible accent.
It's ridiculous.
I watched 2 English movies today, Heather, if you're watching. One of them is called, wait a minute, Lair of the White Worm from 1988, directed by Ken Russell. The other is from 2013. It's called For Those in Peril. I like the ending of both. The first one, Lair of the White Worm, that's with Hugh Grant. And, I can't remember the name of the other guy, but it was pretty good. They're both very young.
Okay, so if milk is like Metallica, widely overrated, then fucking Yoo-Hoo is the Megadeth, very, very diluted Metallica. Aha!
No wonder you're trapped in the basement. I bet Kim boarded the door.
Man, I am gassy tonight. I don't know if it's all the orange juice I'm drinking or what, but good Lord.
Anyone who wants to join the Freemasons, it's below. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, holy shit.
Now everybody's going to troll me in the future. Oh, what's it like being a Freemason? I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Look. Oh, editorial. Da, da, da. Let's see what's on the old editorial day. Nothing, really. Can you smell from here? Damn. I can smell you from here. Fail. Brodies was better, though. Brodies was a better fuck up.
Brody isn't doing too many typo fuck ups in this day and age. Maybe he really is, thinking before he types.
Is Chadney still here? Or is he just really digging into that fucking yogurt or pudding now?
Maybe he dropped his dentures on the floor and he's having trouble leaning over in his wheelchair to get them.
See, if he were smart, he'd put his dentures in the pudding and then put the dentures back in his mouth.
SMRT. How much OD do you really need? Enough to get rid of the ex-wife when she don't need to be around.
Enough to kill the vid.
You need zinc and vitamin D3, man. There are a few people. We got 3 on YouTube, 1 on my Facebook, and 1 on Nick's Facebook.
4 quint. What the fuck? How much that is?
4 quid. Quid is a slang term for whatever they're...
Euros.
Euros, right? Yes.
No, I don't think they're euros
are they
anymore.
In the euro?
No, they're not anymore.
No, they're not. Please set us straight, Heather. We're ignorant North Americans.
We are, actually.
Might as well be talking like this. You know what I'm saying, boy?
4 quid. So $6, $6.90 Canadian.
Oof.
Yeah.
You think we live in a dictatorship?
Yeah. Fuck. You can't even get milk. Jesus.
Paying almost $7 for milk. I drink. And just to be clear, YouTube and Facebook, he is talking about the human version, not the horse version.
Wait, there's a whore version?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you said horse, but I just went with whore. But...
I did, but I meant all three.
And if this can't make you guys giggle, I don't know, whatever will make you giggle. This is funny. Misunderstood what he meant by vinyl siding.
That's such a dad joke.
That is so awesome. Oh, so good. Wow, there's a dog. Hi. Scared me.
Fail. You shouldn't have your dog there unless it's got the Rona as well. Then you'll infect it.
She eats cat poo. She'll be okay.
Ew, really?
I'm trying not to get her to do it. That's why there's a baby get up over by the litter now. Fucking idiot. She like comes in, she's like, it's like, ew, you go over there. That's nasty.
Whoa. Jesus Christ. We get the feminist perspective here too.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That was aggressive. Very aggressive. That's when you got to be like, there's a robber in the house. Quick, under the blankets. Keep him safe.
I found some good memes out there on the internet. Now, even though I don't agree with this one, I still think it's funny. Yeah, it's pretty good. I give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, that is good. What? Cats down here, dogs down here. Fucking animals everywhere. Ridiculous.
My Google
Hey, it is Warwick Davis's birthday today.
Oh, he's still alive. That's cool.
He's only 52.
Wow.
So he was really young when they did Willow.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because Willow was 89, right? He was young.
Yeah, 89.
Wow. That's a great movie.
Not all the Spice Girls. I'd like to be stuck in the elevator with Scary Spice because she has aged very well.
Well, yeah, a lot of plastic surgery will do that.
Plastic feels smooth.
Paw still looks good, but she has crazy feet. Have you seen Victoria Beckham's feet?
No.
Go Google that right now.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not a foot guy.
I will Google it and bring it up.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, you need this. It looks like a fucking gargoyle's foot.
One in the chat if you do not want to see Victoria Beckham's feet.
This is fucking fuck you. This is a fucking dictatorship. We rule this place. Just stay. It'll be quick. Where are those fucking nasty motherfuckers?
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
Okay, maybe they're not that bad. Yeah, they're kind of nasty. Yeah.
We got a 1 from Brody. We got another 1 from Brody. Come on, man.
All right. Fuck, fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not Quentin either. And Brody keeps typing 1 in the chat.
Hey, we get it, Brody. Jesus.
He's typing 1 for his wife and his 2 kids as well. Hey, how you doing? Jesus, Joe had the Rona as well.
So Ryan went and looked. See, it's like staring death in the face, right? Those are some hideous fucking hooves, eh? What do you want?
We don't want to get flagged on YouTube or Facebook for anything. That's all. I'm trying to protect us here.
Wait, what?
Thank you for the love, Joe. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing all right. Hope life is good. Good. Because this Jolene, because she is in the healthcare industry, I would love to hear her perspective on when in 2020, probably April or May, people were saying the hospitals are empty, storm the hospitals. I would love to hear what she had to say. It'd probably just be a big face palm from her, because good Lord, you're not allowed in a hospital because of all the people who have Rona. We don't want to get you infected. We don't want outside people. But no, the hospitals are empty. It's all a big fake. It's fuck. Why? Storm the hospitals. Show me the bodies. Exactly. A facepalm.
Well,
are you okay? you froze for a sec.
No, I was just that bothered, and I know I've said this before too. That bothered when you go back to 2020, and I was in the hospital right then.
Mm-hmm.
But I said this: one of the nurses that was in the hospital, I couldn't see my wife. My wife couldn't be in the hospital with me because she might be dirty and contaminated. But one of the nurses was working on his days off at the airport as security on incoming international flights. But he was a nurse and doing that.
Okay. Now, I've never been in the healthcare industry, but I would like to think, and Jolene can speak to this right now if she wants, that when that guy goes back to the hospital, I imagine he's sprayed down, all his clothes are taken off of him and burned, and he's sprayed down again, and he's put in a pool of disinfectant, and then he gets to do his job.
And then he's just deliced with the powder like Farva does in Super Troopers, and I'm sure that none of that happened.
Disavow. That's a good one. I like that. Disavow. I spoke too soon with Brody not doing typos. That's a good typo. I like that. I should have been taking notes. Hey, nice. The absolute boss. It's the bee's knees, yo. Still game. Nice.
You're fucking retarded. I'm just joking. I haven't even seen it yet. So
I saw you. What are you talking about? Scream?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think of it?
Meh.
Yeah.
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 I saw a documentary from 2021. It was about nurses and doctors in Belgium who had to deal with the Rona at the start of the pandemic in early 2020. It's pretty intense with regards to how they had to spray themselves down and stay apart from people and all the stuff they had to put on in order to deal with people who had the Rona. Yeah. Be responsible. Exactly.
Go.
Okay, I'll be quick. We all have a social contract with regards to how we're to deal with each other in order to get along in this society. Following the rules of the road. You don't have to say please and thank you, but we're Canadian, so we should do that, even though I see less and less people doing that. So there are certain unwritten rules that we all have to adhere to in this society. Go ahead. You were saying.
Well, no, I was going to say, be responsible. Yeah. Do things that you should have been doing before this even needed to be brought up. Wash your hands. Maybe don't fucking scratch your asshole and then grab the fucking and then eat an apple. Don't fucking finger bang your butthole and then shake your friend's hand.
Yeah, Brody.
Just shit you should.
Meh.
Yeah. So, I just,
Look over the word. But being and admitting we don't have to wear PPE.
See, but even then, that's crazy, Jolene. You think, well, maybe if you're not in there, but masks, of course. You have to wear masks, correct? Like that.
Yeah.
So, but I just, like you said, it's those common sense things where it's just you should have been doing the shit. A lot of it you should have been doing beforehand.
Yeah. I
Right?
keep forgetting to bring in this clip from a 1998 movie starring Denzel Washington called Fallen. If you haven't seen it, it's really good. There's a clip in there where a person can pass a spirit from person to person through touch. And there's one scene where the spirit is trying to catch up with Denzel Washington, and they're outside on the sidewalk, and there are a bunch of people there. So no, they're not trying to catch Denzel. They're trying to catch someone else. So it's all these people tapping each other on the shoulder so the spirit can pass from person to person. Perfect visual representation of the Rona, how the Rona is passed, not just through touch, but through transmission of germs in the air.
There was something big last week we didn't talk about. I can't believe we didn't talk about it. Now I'm drawing a blank on what the fuck it was. I remember, and I was like, oh, why didn't we talk about this? And then it's like, duh. And I don't remember what it was. Perfect.
Masks, but not the shields. In the documentary I saw, they were wearing the masks and the shields and the gloves they had to replace a good few times while changing into the PPE, into and out of, I should say. Like it's because of how little we knew compared to what we know now. Of course, hindsight always 2020. Are you still trying to remember this big thing?
No, I just had this wrestling clip and these morons just like. Anyways, drink.
The other Jolene was talking about The Rock not getting into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Who cares? It's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing.
Who the fuck?
Okay.
Coco Beware's in it. Who cares?
All right.
If there was, it'd be more if there was like an actual hall, and I would totally go. If there was an actual physical Hall of Fame with all the cool WWE gear and whatnot, I would be all about a Hall of Fame. Who gives a fuck? It's an imaginary thing that there's nothing. There's like that's not like you go to Cooperstown and Cleveland and stuff and see, like the shrine to the Hall of Famers, right? So
yeah. I miss you too, Joe. Thanks for being here. And last week at the beginning of the show, you posted some comments, Joe, and they didn't show up because I, in all my wisdom on my Facebook page, forgot to make the show public until a little bit later. So that's why they didn't show up. I apologize. My fault. Jesus, I haven't read a book in 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, reading's for rich folk.
Reading for all them people who got the real teeth.
And I don't have that kind of time.
I got chiclets up on here to keep my mouth tasting sweet.
You know what? It works really good.
Yep. We're good. Yeah. Shane O'Mac was released today. In other news.
No. Okay, Shane O'Mac. Yeah, who cares? That's what it was. We never talked about because I just saw it popped up here. That Neil Young was going to pull his... Did we talk about that? Pulling his...
We mentioned it, yes.
Yeah, we very, very... and now they have other artists who are going to pull their music. And it's like, again, you can keep on... We need free speech, but if I don't agree with you, then I'm taking all my stuff away from you.
Taking my ball and I'm going home.
Fuck. Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, they're doing their own kind of protest. Fine, so be it. They're losing some revenue in doing that, but they're making a point.
Yeah, well, and good for Neil.
Yeah,
and he's probably made his money already. So what does it matter?
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah, good for Neil. Keep on rocking in the free world while I drive my diesel-loaded bus around and complain about the environment. Yeah.
I remember people were saying that when he was doing that, 10 years ago or something?
Fuck, he was doing it here a few years ago. He was bitching about it. Because he was carrying on about Trump. And again, not a Trump fan. He's a moron. But he's going on about global warming. He's got 7 fucking buses sitting outside the Saddle Dome of Calgary running.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, like...
I've seen that as well, Joe. And of course, unfortunately, the protest in Ottawa and the trucker freedom convoy is going to say that they're ending the restrictions because of us, because we were there and we were honking and we were generally carrying on. We win. Prove it. You can make the claim, but you got to prove your claim. If the politicians, the people in power of health in each province are not saying this is because of the trucker situation, then you don't have a case. You can't prove your claim. But then again, they could be lying about that. They could be. I'm not saying they are, but it's possible. I have an article from the National Post from January 31st entitled "Health Officials Are Hinting at Ending COVID Restrictions," in brackets, and not because of the truckers. And it's because COVID-19 is simply too infectious to be eliminated entirely. And it'll go on to say that it might turn into like the yearly flu. And people have said that before. Yeah.
Oh, she's coming in hot. Now I'm just waiting to see what she says.
Instead of drinking the OJ, which is just, water with sugar and OJ flavor, you should be chomping down real vitamin C, which is oranges.
Those are upstairs.
Okay.
I had two of them already today. I'll have another one when we're done.
But you had to whisper that, like you had to sneak upstairs and look around. Like,
I knew. Shh! Don't tell the adult.
Like you were the gopher that died. Yeah, if the government says no, it's no. We don't negotiate with terrorists. They're not saying that the protesters are terrorists. They're saying we don't negotiate with that. Yeah.
Because here's the and this is what I don't think a lot of them understand. And maybe they do, but if they bow down and do what you ask, what's to prevent the next people that don't like what they're saying doing the same thing?
Exactly.
So what happens when okay, here you go. So a lot of these people are very fond of their weapons and guns. So what happens if they want to do some gun reform? And me, I love shooting shit. I've said this. I love guns. I love them. But what if they do a big march to take your guns away? What would you be saying then? Not from my cold dead hands. You can come get it when I'm fucking dead. Bam! But if you believe that you doing this is, and it is your right, it's a free country.
Mm-hmm.
But if they, let's just say the government does do everything you guys want them to do, what's to prevent the next group from doing it? And well, here's the other one then. Because I know Rebel News was all over this stuff when the natives were blockading fucking tracks and stuff like that. So what happens if everybody rises up and they decide, you want to know what? We think you need to give all the natives everything they were promised in all the treaties. And we're going to do this until you fucking do that. Then what are you going to do? Right?
From my cold dead hands.
But... right? I'm just saying. And then people like, Rebel News is providing lawyers for the convoy and stuff. And these were the same guys that were burying the natives that were protesting the pipelines and stuff. And hey, I have been on fucking record of saying, them doing what they did was bullshit too. It was voted on back, and this is a whole nother issue. It was voted on in BC. We went over this in the show once before. And basically, and that's what happened. So basically, they're now my mind's working as I'm talking. That's exactly what happened. The one group didn't get what they wanted. They were outvoted. So what did they do? They protested and put up barricades and wouldn't let trains go by. And they were blockading stuff. And what was everybody on here saying? Get them the fuck out of here. They were fucking voted down. They fucking lost. And they're weird now that it's on the other foot. And that just hit me as I was saying it. Because it was the same group of people saying that, the same shit. It was just the other side saying it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I took the pessimist position with you and Ryan when I said, remember Occupy Wall Street and how long that went on for? What was accomplished in the end? Nothing. Sure, a bunch of people got out there and they said their piece. Nothing changed. And it wouldn't surprise me that with the politicians in Ottawa, some of them would go out there and talk with the protesters and say, okay, yeah, I'm listening, yeah, okay, I'll see what I can do. And then we never hear from them again. Nothing changes.
Yeah. And that's a huge one, Brody, right there. How about clean drinking water for all Canadians? No shit. Yeah.
That'd be nice. Yep. Basic human right, clean drinking water.
Yep. You know, but that's just it. And now that the shoe's on the other foot, you know, now it's, you know. So
yeah, I loved how Canada came together. Not everyone came together. If you take the hashtag #FluTrucksClan and look up on Reddit and Twitter, there are people roasting the hell out of protesters in Ottawa right now. It's not all Canadians who are for this. There are even some truckers out there who are saying, well, these people protesting in Ottawa, they're just a bunch of morons.
Well, so, there have been other truckers that have also said, like, hey, while you're sitting there on your ass in Ottawa with your truck, yeah, I'm now on your trailer trying to fucking get these loads moved because you're sitting on your ass in Ottawa.
Exactly. There's no unification on any one topic.
No. And it'll never happen. It'll never happen. I really hate saying that, but it'll never happen. Because guys, we in this world that we're in right now, we can't stomp out the N-word. We can't actually have people like, and I'm saying white racist assholes. We can't even end that.
And that should be easy to get rid of.
Yeah, that is easy. Don't hate people because of the color of their skin.
Hate them because they're assholes.
Yeah, seems pretty straight fucking forward. Don't hate people because of their skin color. Perfect. Yeah, you want to hate someone because they're an asshole, by all means. Yeah, line up and fucking lace that shoe up and kick them right in their fucking face. You know?
They're wanting freedom. That's fine. I live in the same country as them. I myself haven't really lost much, if any, freedom. Yeah, of course, I have to scan my QR code when I go to the gym or the restaurant, but I don't go to a restaurant that often. So I haven't lost we don't have freedom of speech here in this country. Freedom of expression, freedom of religion, freedom to move around. They have that. So I can't really see total loss of freedom. Maybe partial, but we can't travel out of the country because of the Rona. You can't get on a plane without double vaccinated. And that goes back to freedom of choice. They made their freedom of choice by choosing not to get the shot. Freedom of choice intact. Let's move on.
And as a guy who's had a Class 1 license for almost 20 years now, I'm a trucker as well. And I don't understand the logic of blocking up roads to citizens who have nothing to do with this, that are trying to like get to appointments and get to doctors, hospitals and whatnot for procedures, and I can't get there because I'm stuck behind 7, 8, 9 fucking semis double block and slow roll on a highway. I don't understand that.
She brings up a good point here. U.S. truckers can enter Canada.
Yes, they can. Yep.
But Canadian truckers can't go to the U.S. So the thing with that is people could protest in Ottawa all they want. They're protesting the wrong group. What they should be doing is going to the American government and saying, hey, Homeland Security, we want to be able to cross without the jab. So you have to change your restrictions for us. And Homeland Security is going to say, bye. That the gripe is not with the Canadian government. It's with Homeland Security.
I think what she's saying, and I believe she's correct, you don't have to be double vaccinated to cross into the U.S. as a trucker. To come back
quarantine there.
No, if you're a trucker, you do not have to quarantine at all. There's nothing for truckers. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost positive.
Are you talking about American or Canadian?
No, because see what she's saying is U.S. truckers.
Yeah.
Oh, can enter Canadian. Okay, no.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm saying, Brody.
Okay.
I'm saying going into the USA. I'm not sure though. That's why I could be mistaken. That's why I want to look it up.
Canadians going into the US, if they're crossing the border, they have to be double vaxxed. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't know what it is with regards to Americans crossing the border into Canada. So if what Jolene's saying is right, that is a strange double standard. I'm not saying truckers are stupid, and I'm not against truckers. I'm just saying, come on, guys. Your gripe is with Homeland Security. What I would do, if I could, is get the trucking companies together and say, okay, you're going to divide up your employees, not segregate, divide up your employees between those who are double jabbed, those who are not. Those who are not, you guys are now doing interprovincial routes. Those of you who are jabbed, you guys are all going over the border. So then we keep the supply chain going.
Okay, so this is the Canadian website. Requirements for truckers entering Canada effective January 15th, 2022. Okay. Today, we announced.
You're right, Joe. It doesn't make sense.
We announced that as January 15th, 2022, certain categories of travelers who are currently exempt from entry requirements will only be allowed to enter the country if they're fully vaccinated with one of the vaccines approved by Canada to entry. These groups include several essential workers, including truckers. Let us be clear, this has not changed. The information shared yesterday was provided on error. I don't know what the error was, sorry. Our teams have been in touch with the industry representatives to ensure they have the correct information. A Canadian truck driver who is not fully vaccinated can't be denied entry into Canada. Canadian citizens, persons registered as Indians. Wow, I'm shocked they're still called Indians on the Canadian website. Under the Indian Act, and permanent residents may enter Canada by right. But,
if you're a citizen of Canada, Canada cannot deny you entry back into your country.
Yeah,
just like the U.S.
As of January 15, 2022, unvaccinated or partial vaccinated foreign national truck drivers coming to Canada from the U.S. by land will be directed back to the United States. So that is not true, what Joel said there.
Okay.
Because that's what it says right on the Canadian website. So as of January 15th, unvaccinated or partially vaccinated foreign national truck drivers coming to Canada from the United States by land will be directed back to the United States.
So they got to be fully vaxxed across the border. To
qualify as fully vaccinated traveler to enter Canada, foreign national truck drivers must have at least 2 doses of the vaccine accepted for travel, or a mix of 2 accepted vaccines, or at least 1 dose of Janssen and Johnson's vaccine. Have received their second dose at least 14 days before they entered Canada. For example, if a truck driver, okay, we got that. And has submitted all required COVID information into Arrive Canada. Oh, what a pain in the dick that must be to be a trucker now.
Yeah, I think
Brody, and I just read it. You have to be vaccinated to go both ways.
Either way, yeah. How you doing, Corey? Haven't seen you in a while. I agree with Jolene. I thought the protest was cool. I thought it was cool at first as a form of unity, but it's not all truckers. And if we get violent, then we know how that goes. So we can kick and scream. Nothing will change unless they decide to change. They meaning the government. Exactly. They're not going to kowtow to people yelling and honking horns. But it is a form of protest. And regardless of what the residents of Ottawa have to say with all the horns and air pollution, they should stop now. No, they're protesting. You knew this was coming. They're not going to stop. They've said that from the beginning. The protesters, the convoy is not going to stop unless their demands are met. So it's going to go on and on and on. That's what a protest is.
Mm-hmm. And what I don't understand, and I don't. Okay, here's the other thing now that I'm thinking about it. So they've got up to $7 million now on that GoFundMe page, correct?
It was 10.
Is it up to 10 now? I thought 7. So, either way, 7 or 10. What happens if this is resolved? What happens to all that money?
$1 million has been doled out already, apparently, and from what I saw, the rest is being held by GoFundMe,
Which is bullshit.
Until there's a plan to
I guess,
dole
yeah,
it out
that
properly.
makes more sense. Yeah. Yeah. So what happens to all this money then? Like, hopefully they'll make like a charitable donation or something if that's the case, and maybe people will be able to apply, like people who have been there. I mean, if that's what the money is for, whether we agree with it or not, they should be able to. There should be a way for them to be like, yo, hey, I was there for a month and a half, and I need some money to pay my bills. And if that's what this is for, then fuck yeah, that's what you. And you want to what you guys deserve. Like, and I'm saying deserve it because that's what that money was set for. So yeah, by all means, they should get that money. Cool,
Veterans
I like that.
is a good idea as well.
Yeah, I like that.
Or you can donate it to Corey the Troll, who's on the Speak Out Mackenzie page causing shit. Attaboy.
Are you really?
Yeah, that's what he said earlier. I'm up to the same shit.
Now I gotta kind of go look over here.
Yeah.
Let's see what kind of shenanigans he's up to over here.
It'd be great if the truckers all kept their fuel receipts and hotel receipts so they can get reimbursed.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That would be a plan for doling out the money through GoFundMe. Now, I mentioned Uncle Hack earlier, and I listened to his last call live last week, which was streamed on Wednesday, and I want to play a clip from that. It's about the Mountaineers. What? What are you talking about?
There was some shit there with they had rented a house or something. Like the Mountaineers is like the junior team up there. And actually it was Ty Morissette. Remember Morissette, Ty?
Yeah.
And I guess their house, if I saw correctly, was just left in fucking shambles by these kids. And yeah, that was what I think I saw that yesterday. But go ahead, play this video from Uncle Hack. Yeah, Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah, or Tyler, yeah.
So one of Uncle Hack's shows is called Last Call Live. It's him and some comedians, and they take calls. And this call was toward the end of the show last Wednesday, January 26th. This caller is from Squamish, BC. So the title of the stream is Convoy to Ottawa for Neil Young, Stream 13, Last Call Live podcast. And I cut out what I thought was the most I heard this Mackenzie thing that I had heard so far on the show. And of course, I had to be an idiot and I had to add something to it. So here we go. It's only about 13 seconds long, and I can play it again if you want.
Because I haven't found out about it, but Trudeau apparently declares the truckers domestic terrorists.
Yeah.
And seized all their monies.
So absolutely no source on this. Trudeau took their money. Trudeau doesn't have anything to do with GoFundMe. GoFundMe is a private company. They're not going to kowtow to him. So this is more of this I heard shit, and this is how shit gets spread around.
Yep.
So that caller did not cite their source, so fuck them. A lot of people have said that, Jolene, that money could go towards so many other things that are really needed right now, including drinking water on reserves.
Well, that was also said when the church in wherever burnt down, like the Vatican or something. Remember when it burnt down years ago in France or something? A church had burnt down. I think it was actually the Notre Dame church, I think, had burnt.
Oh, yes, yes.
And remember, they got millions upon millions and millions and millions of dollars in benefit or handouts handouts. Oh fuck, because I hate religion, so handouts. And someone said, "Can you imagine if all you fucks gave this money to stomp out world peace, where we'd be, or world hunger, where we'd be?"
I got to clip that. Stomp out world peace. War.
Yeah. You know. I've heard that too. Someone mentioned that to me. I heard that too. I mean, I have to. Yeah, it was something. I gotta find it now. Someone said that at work too.
Trudeau did go to India, I know that much, but stop a violent protest? I can't see Mr. Good-looking hair guy get out in front and be like, guys, God, we can do better. Please stop. Because he stutters and like that all the time. But I'm being ableist by saying that. I apologize. But I'm an idiot.
That's what it was. So there was an uprising in India.
Take care, Jolene. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks, Jolene. He had made a comment that Trudeau vocally supported, and this is what it was. He vocally supported the farmers protesting in India.
Yeah.
And I'll have to find out exactly what it was, what he said. So India warns Trudeau his remarks on farm protests could hurt bilateral ties. So Trudeau, speaking to the Indian community in Canada, said this week that he is concerned about farmers, most of them from the Sikh-dominated India state of Punjab, camped out on the outskirts of Delhi in a protest against farm reforms. The Indian foreign minister said in a statement the comments on issue related to Indian farmer constitute an unacceptable interference in our internal affairs. I'm not really sure what he said here. That's so. There's a video, but but I don't want to state something that isn't clear what he said, right?
Yeah.
But I've heard this is what was heard. Like it was the way he handled the situation. He expressed concern in a way that they were being handled. And I can't find anything. Oh. So here, okay, I can already hear his fucking whiny, snotty, stuttering fucking voice. I can't do a Trudeau, so I would be remiss if I didn't start by recognizing the news coming out of India about the protests by the farmers. The situation is concerning, and we're all very worried about family and friends. I know that's reality for many of you. He added that Canada stood for the peaceful protest that had conveyed to the Indian government the need to engage in dialogue. Well, they're not. These guys aren't being violent. They want to engage in dialogue. You're not saying they're not, and we're agreeing that hey, this isn't going to end. But you can't sit there at one side of your mouth and say this about a foreign country. Now, when it's on your doorstep, you're like, hey, I'm, just gonna not, so that it doesn't look good, right? It doesn't.
Yeah.
So there. Now you're able to say like that's what it was. Here's the other one I want to talk about. Did you hear Whoopi Goldberg got some shit?
Yeah, she was suspended for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you aware of what she said?
Yes.
Yeah, and I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
I'll pull it up because it does have to do with race.
Yes.
And I'm getting this from ET Canada.
Okay, and I'm going to bring up global news. Yes. Hey, I got ad blockers up. Stop it. That's not supposed to be working right now. I have ad blockers. So
Goldberg made her comments during a discussion of the Holocaust-themed graphic novel Mouse, which is getting a lot of press right now, being banned from school libraries in certain states. Quote from Goldberg, "Let's be truthful about it because Holocaust isn't about race. It's not about race. It's not about race. It's about man's inhumanity to man," end quote, Goldberg insisted. Ooh.
So let's just take this to context. Again, we are two hillbillies. Well, I'm a hillbilly. Alex is living in southern British Columbia, and I'm a thrillbilly.
You're a fucking hillbilly.
Could you imagine if somebody had said that about like the Black Panthers movement or Martin Luther King movement? Can you imagine if someone had said that wasn't about race?
Yeah, imagine it's a white person saying that too. Double, yeah.
So she should really be lucky that she just got off of the 2-week. Because, again, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I do know where I come from. We are all Mactowners. But is that the same as saying we're all hillbillies?
You know what? I got to argue that. I don't think we are, Corey. Not anymore, man. I'm not. I love, we talk about it all the time, and I'll gush over Mackenzie when we were kids. I will, always. God, it's why I love doing the show so much and being here with Alex. It brings back such great memories, right?
Yeah, and I have been here for 20 years, and that's the same amount of time I was in Mackenzie before moving here. So right now I'm at that halfway point.
And I'm almost there I've been in Alberta since 2004. So by 2008, that'll be, or by 2028, I'll be, I'll be split my life, right? So
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned now, I am not anymore, Corey. I'm an Alberta boy. I hate, I am. You're a fucking fisherman now, Corey. That's what you are. Alex is a hipster living in Vancouver.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Just because I'm around all these liberal hippies, don't make me a liberal hippie.
Fuck.
Again,
But,
I criticize everyone.
Yes, and that's what I love about our show and how we talk is, yeah, you're a newfie. Yeah, you're a newfie. I'm an Albertan now. But we've grown, right? And then there's Ryan, who's still a BC trash. But I love you, Ryan. You know that.
Northern BC trash.
Yeah, but it's just people move. You can't be defined by where you were born and raised. You can't anymore. Not anymore, because society has changed so much. And Lord Tenor Jesus, boys, get me Tom wrench. But and it's funny because remember, you'd always see those movies where the small town girl would move away to the big city and then come home, and she's not that girl anymore, right?
Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon.
There, you nailed it. That's actually what was going through my mind, was that, right? And I go back to BC. Yeah, I'm still a hillbilly. I like to have fun, but it's different now. It's not. Yeah, I'm not the same kid guy that I was when I was in Mackenzie. Nobody is, especially most of us that have left. Like, there are people there who were probably still the same people who we grew up with that still live there. They're still Mackenzie people, and that's fine. That's the life they chose, and God bless you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to, see more of the world. And albeit, I mean, yeah, I'm living in Alberta. It's only 14 hours away from home. But my trucking took me, I was all the way over in Ontario, all the way down to Texas, Tennessee, covered all the middle states, I'd seen a lot of shit that I would have never seen if I lived in Mackenzie. Never would have seen it. I love where I came from, and I like, even thinking about it now, I miss it. But now when I get up there, I'm like, wow, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, physically and in a geographical sense, it's the same place, but it's that point in time that matters. Growing up in the 80s and the 90s, that was, to me, that was prime Mackenzie.
Fuck yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Like, again, and I saw this thing, like, it said, like, it was one of those things on Facebook. It's like, oh, your mom thought you were just outside in the backyard. She didn't realize that you had, built 2 tree forts, and you were jumping on garages, and you had, fought ninjas in the woods and stuff, like, because your whole world was just a playground, especially Mackenzie, right? Like, God, I mean, you could be across, on our bikes, you could be across Mackenzie in what, 15 minutes on bike?
Yeah, and I was just going to say that we were down at First Beach in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and like, if we were going to my place, like, if we were going to my place on bikes, or Donald Edwards, if we're going downhill, we'd be there in 5 minutes because you'd be going down so fucking fast.
Yep.
Right? I don't want to. You can't say that it was a failed experiment of an instant town. I don't think that's. I think that's a false narrative. I think that I've heard. Yeah, fuck. Thank God we knew some of them past them cops didn't fucking know. But if I've heard some rumors about mills opening up and stuff again, but I'm not going to disclose that here because it's not my right to. I don't live there. But the
It'd be
mills
another
are still
I
there.
heard.
Yes, and that's what it is. And I heard. And I really refuse to believe in my heart of hearts that those sawmills won't open back up again under some. They've spent way too much money up there not to use that mill. There's way too much money spent up there.
Yeah.
I think that one day they will reopen, but it's going to look very different. So, and anybody young, like when I saw a bunch of young guys going back there, I was actually floored young guys were moving back there. Because I was just like, there's not a chance. Not a chance.
It's a great place to grow up. And I've said that before, and I will keep saying that because despite me being a cringy fool then and now, looking back on it, it's still a great place to be when you're a kid because of the atmosphere, the environment, and the freedom you can have as a kid. I love being there. Like in my mind, as a kid, I love being there. Even though I didn't do so well socially, looking back on it now, I could go down that long driveway. I could look at the backyard, which was gigantic compared to where I am now, see the mountains, the environment, water was great. The air was clean. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was my teenage years. I had to back off on that because too much mercury. That's what happens. But riding the bike down, not Centennial, but Crooked River to going through Morphe to the townhouses.
But across Eagle Ridge, or it was Eagle Ridge, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, to past the sports bar, to the strip mall, to the mall. I'm going through it right now in my head, looking back on it. It was a great place to be as a kid. I'll say that. And Heather, if you're still watching, you would have to go back to Alex and the Garbage Man Origins, which was streamed 3 months ago. It's a little over an hour and a half. That's where Nick gets on the Wi-Fi and goes through town. Great. Not sure if you've seen that yet, but you should.
Well, you say that, like I remember when I was living in Century, and when I'd walk up to the mall at night, I'd have my Discman on, right? And came out between Georgia Ivy's and the Pobletti place, and there was that path that went into Mac 1.
Yep.
And Ryan, okay, and Ryan's like, yeah, I've walked there a million times. And I remember you would look up and the sky would be so vast with the stars, and when there was no light pollution, when it was just clear out, and you just were like, what? Like I could see how round the earth is. It's so silly to say that, right? You could just see it. Like it was just that clear and that beautiful out. And I remember those walks, those cold night walks. And it didn't bother you to walk in the cold as a kid. It didn't matter. Yeah, like you said, like I could say, dude, I lived there till grade 5 and then went to Mac 1. But I could see your walk or your bike ride, and didn't even live there. That's how well we know the place. I can close my eyes and see coming out of your house, and we never did this together because we weren't riding bikes together, but I could see getting on my bike with you, riding past Morphe. There's the old annexes, they're gone, but the annexes were there. You take that trail where everybody said the dead woman was in the bush. Do you remember hearing those rumors? Do you remember those stupid rumors?
Yeah.
In that bush there, that there was a dead body in that bush. You would go by, and you go take the dirt trail, and then there was the trail would go straight, right? Or then turn, right? And you'd go down the straight one, and there would be people. I was at People's at the farm, but Fields, Dr. Asquith's office was there for a while. And then there was like the Angel White arcade or laundromat. And then there was like Superior Video. But then before that, it was like, fuck, I don't even remember what it was before all that.
Before it was
before it was the mini mall. Remember they made that little mini mall in there too?
tiny mini mall.
Yeah.
And before that, it was, I think, MacLeod's, because it was a hardware store.
Yes, it was MacLeod's, because that's where I got caught shoplifting.
Yeah, and I bought a knife there, which I still have to this day.
Yeah, it was MacLeod's. That's right. And then MacLeod's moved over, and there was an arcade in there for a very short period of time, and a stationery store. You know.
Yeah, there was a music store in there. That's where I got reeds for my clarinet.
Yeah,
and
it was
stacks.
Keith Barron's, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
No Limits Audio, I believe.
Ah.
And yes, Corey, I remember it being so cold playing street hockey down in Century that we'd break our sticks. Like our stick would shatter because it was so cold.
Wow.
And he's right. Now you can't get. I do remember the fire in there. Yep. I remember the fire there.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, just. Yeah. And you can go back and you can think about it all. You think about all. You know, oh, Dixie Lee, their wedges were the best.
Their onion rings were awesome.
They had in Trail. It's gone now. I know Chadney said it's gone. It's been gone for quite a few years now. They had one in Trail. Me and Ashley were still together, and I had wedges a couple more when we went to go visit Chad and Tammy. So I had wedges a couple more times before. But yeah, they were so good.
I remember having those wedges a few times. Yes, they were very good.
One of the coolest lines that I remember, I don't even know how we got on the subject. And after we were done the line, and Chad said, he's like, dude, that'd be something like out of a Kevin Smith movie. We were just sitting in Dixie Lee. We'd order the food, right? They didn't have booth seats. We're just sitting to take it back home, right, to the kids and stuff. And I think CCR was on, or Eagles or something like that. And I said something about man, I was like, yeah, Eagles are pretty badass. I think they kicked the shit out of CCR in a fight. And Chad's like, no, man, those Bayou boys are pretty fucking tough. Yeah. And it was just so, and he's like, that totally could be in a Kevin Smith movie, because it was such a random thought, right, in a process. And I was like, I still remember. Like, maybe Chadney remembers it. And maybe I got it a little bit wrong, but I remember that was what came out of Chad's mouth was, man, I don't know, them Bayou boys are fucking tough. Like, you're right, you know. So I used to love when 7-Eleven first opened, the burgers they had there. They were so bad for you. You remember those? Remember?
Yes.
Oh, they were so fucking good. And so fake and so horrible, but
yeah, I love their cheeseburgers.
See, Chadney does remember the conversation. Yeah, we were just sitting there. Yeah, it was just it was so weird. And just the way Chad said, that could totally be in a Kevin Smith movie. There's just a random fucking lines, right? So, so,
what generation of townsfolk? Wow, that's a strange.
We would have been mid 90s. Would have been like our 94 to 99.
Teenage years, yeah.
That's our teenage years. Yeah, 94 to 99.
Because I was born in 81. This old fuck was born in 80.
Yeah, that's our wheelhouse, Heather, is 94 to 99. That would have been, and throw in 2000. Well, what year were we in the house? 2000, 2001?
99 to 2001, I think.
Yeah, so yeah. So you could throw. Yeah, we would have been.
You feel 81?
No, you're right, Chad. We would have been third. Well, no, we'd have been second. Yeah. No, we'd have been second generation.
The town
would have been first.
Town was incorporated in 67 or 68.
Yeah, so we would have been third. I guess we would be third generation, eh?
Something like that.
Yeah.
My parents were in their 20s when they first went there.
So was my dad got there in 78. So dad would have been 24. Yeah, dad would have been 24 when he got there.
I cannot imagine your dad being 24 and having a full head of hair.
And he had that big fucking afro. He had that big curly fucking, I know, it's crazy, right? Because it all came from logging.
Yeah, because if you look up, Heather, if you go to Google Maps, you type in Mackenzie, British Columbia, Canada, and you see that It's a small town in northern British Columbia, not extreme northern, but pretty northern, surrounded by trees. And back in '67, I think all that existed at that point was not the tree crusher. It was just a logging road that went off the main highway to way out there in the middle of nowhere, which is now Mackenzie. So, of course, forestry would be the main thing in that town that kept that town going for as long as it did. And I remember Ryan and myself and Fraser LaMarche, we did a video back in, I want to say 97 for drama class. And I said in that video that the mills are one of the main things that's keeping this town alive. And apparently, the drama teacher at the time was Susan Herzog. She showed that to people and they gasped at that. I wasn't there to see it, but she told me afterward. And look at the place now with the mills gone. The population is down to what, 2,000?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm actually going to YouTube. If you are looking for something to watch, I think there's a couple YouTube videos about
Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, yeah. My dad's actually in one of them. Actually, a bunch of guys. Slow Can did a video. And my dad was in one.
3,200. Holy shit.
Yeah, so okay, thanks, Jen. There's a really nice video. I want to see if I find it. I think it might be the first video you click. It shows like Nathan Blackler lived on the Fish Streets there. I can't remember the name of that street off the top of my head.
Doxed.
So what did I say?
You said where you used to live.
Oh, yeah. So it's a Canfor video. I'll actually play it I won't play it on here, of course. I got the sound going, but I think this name the guy. I'll name the people who I see. So it says, so if you want to look it up, Heather, it's called I Love Mackenzie, BC. And it was done by Million Scrag or some shit. And I know my dad's in here. Eugene Foster, Rick Hadley, I think. Okay, stop talking. It's only a 3-minute video, so but I really so there's Marcel Poirier, Dawn's father. Remember Dawn Poirier? Her dad. Yep. Yeah, that's one with Levi Pinot, yeah.
I haven't seen that name in a long time.
So right behind Marcel right now, you can see my dad's old Dodge truck. There's Levi. He was an electrician. I don't know what Levi's do. I think I saw Levi when I was up there last time, but it's so awkward. What do you say to someone you haven't seen for 20 years? Right? And you weren't really super close, right? Back in Lionel Chabot, Darren and Adrian's dad.
Okay.
Yeah, he was back. He came back to Mackenzie. I remember that. Yeah, he left and then came back. Dave Seawright, Tommy Gunn's dad. Oh, I like Dave. It's a bummer he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So I really like Dave.
You're right, Jen. I spoke too soon. East Fraser is still there. I apologize.
There's my dad, Mike Broadbent. There he is. Young, virile redhead. Eugene Foster. My dad leaning up against his forklift. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love the memories. Like I said, were great. And it's a shame what it's come to. It really is.
Yeah.
And hopefully they will turn around. I didn't know Eric Olson. I don't know who Eric Olson is. Name ring a bell to you?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So, not that you're not important, but yeah. There's Terry Grattan, Boomer, Mike, and Ryan, and Miranda's dad. Mr. Grattan. Apparently he's still out there working security now for the mill because they got people out there working security, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
There's still equipment out there, I think.
Oh, yeah, everything's still there, if I'm not mistaken. C Mill's gone. Like the mill that I worked at's gone. So if you looked around, Heather, and did some digging around British Columbia, like on Google and stuff, you'll find there's lots of those little towns that just boomed like that. Yeah, and a Trico's still open. Ernie is still going. It's unbelievable. Yes, Ernie is still going.
Did you hear that who owns Mr. Munchies. He's retiring,
Yeah,
I think.
Dennis is finally retiring and selling
Yeah.
Mr. Munchies. I loved every time I have a Dr. Pepper, like a Diet Dr. Pepper, just to take. It reminds me of going swimming and getting a Slurpee after swimming. Because you always get a Slurpee after swimming. And their burgers were so good.
Yes.
The
I
burgers were
remember
so good.
I remember in high school, about grade 10 or so, I would go to Mr. Munchies for lunch almost every day. Dyka would be there. And I'm not just talking about the mom who was running the place. I'm talking about Sean himself. And McNichols would be there as well. And Jesus, a lot of people would go there
I
for
was
lunch.
there. Yep.
I remember what those burgers tasted like.
Yep.
That was so great.
I can take. Well, there was Nico's at that time.
That's right. Yes.
Jen, I saw pictures. We couldn't go in last time we were there because it was closed, I think, because of COVID. But yeah, it doesn't even look like the rec center anymore. You wouldn't even recognize it. It's how much. I'll try it next time we go back up. I'll try to get some video and pictures for you. But yeah, it's unreal how much it's changed.
So it's completely different now?
Completely different. It doesn't look anything like it used to look.
That sucks. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's the nostalgic thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, Jen, yeah. So there's lots of little towns that are in British Columbia that sprung up like that. So
that'd be cool, Jen.
That'd be cool, Jen. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to get inside. I think I went outside on the video because that's where I went and talked to Penny.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember smoking in there too.
That's great, Jen. You're there. You're holding down the fort.
And you want to know what, Jen? If life is good for you up there and everything's going great, hey, that's excellent.
Yes.
Paths take us different places. I was just fortunate that my baby mama said you're either coming with me or I'm leaving with your son. Was basically what I was told. Because I mean, my family, my parents were, well, my dad especially was not happy that I left. Because I was within a year to like being on equipment and stuff like forklifts and shit. But I was already that close to getting back on the spare board. And
just think about that. If you would have gotten on and you would have been making good money, you would have gotten your own place. You wouldn't have your son, but what do you think would have happened if you stayed?
The mill shut down. I would have had to go probably eventually sometime.
Yeah, and then you would have gotten to Tabor later.
Who knows if I ever would have came down here.
True, but you would have had more money, I think. Because you've been in the mill for a few years.
No.
No?
I think I said this before when I was in the patch because I was young and stupid and managed my money properly. When the last oil patch job I did, when I was finally like, I'm done with this stuff because she oh, that's cool, Jen. I didn't work from Christmas I think it was 07. I can't remember what year it was. My last Christmas in the patch. And I didn't work from December till April because the patch just dried up. Everything went quiet. All we did for December, January, February, March, 5 months was drink and smoke and party. And when I left the patch, I still had 10 grand in the bank.
And for any British listeners who are still here or watchers, the patch is commonly referred to as the oil patch, which is in northern Alberta.
Yeah. Well, no, southern. I was in southern.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Wow.
Then again, where in the world where Heather is, Yorkshire,
yeah.
It's been populated for years, millennia at this point.
Because really, I'm only third generation in Canada, right? Because my grandparents came over in the 40s, 50s. So I'm only even before that, but either way, right?
I think I'm third or fourth generation here. My family originates. Apparently, we have a coat of arms in Scotland, and my dad has always wanted to go there and see it for himself. So
yeah, I looked up the broadband. We're Welsh. So
Heather, tell us if Welsh is trash, and if so,
they are. They're a bunch of sheep fuckers.
Then Nick truly is a garbage man.
Oh yeah, no, we're sheep fuckers. Don't worry. My Irish friend that game with lets me know that all the time. That I'm a sheep fucker. I don't agree with it. But apparently we're sheep fuckers. I don't know. So, but yeah, life, it just, but it worked out for the best. I have a great life down here.
Hmm.
I have a great, it took me 20 years to get there, but I got the job that I've always wanted. I always wanted to work with the town, and I'm there now. And I like being a garbage man. Everybody loves all the kids love the garbage man. I don't know why. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah,
third gen.
Yeah. On Dad's, I'm third generation mom, especially with the French. Yeah, so there you go. Third gen. So that's crazy when you think about it, right? So that makes sense, though.
Yeah, and the amount of us who grew up together, the size of our graduating class, like your graduating class and mine, huge compared to what it is now.
Yeah, I think we were 98, I believe.
And I think we were the biggest. No, because I still have the graduating list.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the early 90s, 91, 92, but our class had everybody graduated who would have been in the early hundreds, I think.
Yeah, and
just nailed it there, eh, boys? Eh, boy.
Fucking nailing it, boys. Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, fuck, I love talking. I love talking about Mackenzie. I really do.
We had 99. Okay.
So you were one above us. Yeah, I believe we had 98. I could be mistaken. That just sounded, but it could have been the year too. So maybe but yeah, we were in the 90s as well.
Yeah, but they were gigantic classes.
Compared to what? I think there was 12 last year or something like that.
Compared to what they've been for the past 6-7 years or something.
Yeah, so Chadney,
yeah, Chad's was up there too. Yeah, it crested, the population crested, and then now because it's down, I'm not boasting or anything. I'm just
saying. Not at all. But I remember when they used to have Dad telling me that you could go from one mill to the other and get hired same day.
Yeah.
That's how busy it was. And they'd have huge base softball tournaments. Huge, fucking huge. I remember being down at them, and there was people. It was just a massive humanity. And that's the thing. When we were kids, it was basically all right, see you fuckers later. We're playing baseball. Go frolic around. Come get some money when you're hungry.
Wow, I kind of remember that grad.
I remember that grad. It was a lot of fun. I walked. That was out of the Ganyan, wasn't it?
No, that was 22. That was 22.
Yeah, I was there for that one. Oh, that was Nicole's. It ended up out of the Ganyan.
Yeah,
okay. And then I was walking home. I was walking from the Ganyan. I had a couple beer in my fucking hand. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm done. I started walking. And Amber Dixon picked me up. I think it was her cousin. And it's a good thing they picked me up because the cops were at the other end. And I'm walking with 2 beers. I'm going to walk home. And I was living in Selwyn at the time. I'm just going to walk home. 2 beer in hand.
I remember the rodeo, but not the demolition.
I remember the derby, not the rodeo. Vice versa. No, don't remember the raft races.
No, I remember renting the paddle boats down on First Beach when that was pretty wild.
I remember going to the bar at Quigley's, and that place was so fucking packed.
Yeah.
Packed.
Yeah.
It was every time we went to the bar, it was fucking packed. And that was, yeah. And yeah, the RCMP, didn't someone crash that night?
I don't remember anyone.
I thought there was an accident. No one died. Josh. I thought it was Josh is coming to mind. Josh something.
Last name starts with an M?
No, wasn't Mercanti. No, it was Josh. I'm trying to blank. Of course they would be.
You and Deaton back in the day for that period of time, yeah.
Josh Curry.
Oh,
Josh Curry.
Really?
Yes. No,
wow.
It was Josh Curry. Yeah. Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
what it was, yeah. I remember, Josh and McDonald was when we were kids. I remember that, right? Yeah, the fucking... I think it's gone now, but the police tape was there for years.
Right?
If I remember correctly, I was always told it's right when you come from the mill, that stop sign where it tees to go into town or out to the junction, it was straight through there, if I remember correctly. So
okay, so where it tees. So I remember the hard hats used to be nailed to that big tree. Is that what you're talking about?
That tree was beside the rodeo grounds. Or no, the road by the stables. That was by the stables.
Okay.
So what I'm talking about is when you come up to town. Yeah, right at the end of Mill Road, when you can go left to go into town or right to go to Ganahan or to the junction.
Yeah.
Straight ahead, there was like police tape there. That's where the accident was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I actually, it's kind of turned to a bummer when we were home, not last time, but the time before. I made sure to go out and check Ashley's grandfather and grandmother's grave.
Yeah.
And I kind of walked around, and man, there are a lot of young fucking people in there.
Jesus.
I stopped and talked to Ashley Baruso, and Dave Dennell, and Donald Gatsky. That one still to this day. Oh, Donald. He was always so nice to me.
Alan
Zwicker. Yeah.
Alan and Ashley, that still gets me.
The Ashley one gets me.
Yeah.
Big time. Oh, because everybody loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, everyone loves Zwicker, and like everyone loves Zwicker too. And I'm not downplaying anyone else that the young guys that are there, but fuck, Ashley and Zwicker. Oh God, those ones hurt.
For the number of years that I lived in Mackenzie, I can only remember going by the cemetery, not into, but by the cemetery 2 or 3 times, and one of them was with Dave Frey and Corey, and there was someone else in that old big boat of a car, if you remember, Corey, that Dave used to drive. I think it was his mom's car, and we went by the cemetery that time. That was the last time. There were a few pit parties out that way, if I remember.
That was the Ganyan. That was the everyone called the Ganyan out there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I've been there once.
And yeah, it is super sobering out there. It's and we'll switch it up. I'm no hurry to go anywhere. We'll talk about some happier stuff, but yeah, that was I remember we got really fucked up that night after Alan's thing. Because we were in Selwyn at the time. We
were in the house, yeah.
That's when I did the big thing on the ladder with the beer. That was for
Alan.
Alan.
I remember that because I went out for some reason. I took someone, and I came back, and y'all were talking about Alan. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Best arcade in Mac was where Dixie Lee used to be.
Snake
That's
Pit.
the one I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, Snake Pit.
Snake Pit. We used to get Mom's gas card. Dude, I remember I remember getting sent up to Shoppers to buy fucking tobacco for my mom and dad with a note.
That's how you know you're in a small town.
You used to be able to do that.
Yep.
Bring a note for your parents to buy. Yeah. Yep. Used to be able to the one that had cool games actually, and my favorite wrestling game was when they had it at the bowling alley. In the bottom part of the bowling alley. There was Chadney, you gotta remember when the bowling alley was there, we were fucking 7, 8 years old. You're older than us, remember Coffin Dodger? So yeah.
Those were the days.
But yeah, so I mean I have very vague memories of that one above the bowling alley, but no Snake Pit. I remember Corey. When we you get $5 from your parents for lunch, you could buy a 15-pack of DeMaurier and a coffee from Max in grade 8.
I remember always buying king-size DeMaurier, and I can't remember if they were 20 or 20. They were 25s. Were they? Or were they 20s? Because regular size was 20, if I remember.
Maybe 20, 25s. We had both. And the king-size 20s were like thinner. And they were thin containers. But yeah, I remember $5 because when I started buying cigarettes, and Mom still stole them from parents, but when I was buying my cigarettes, DeMaurier still had a 15-pack.
Yeah.
And it was like $3.50 for a 15-pack of DeMaurier.
Oh my God.
And coffee at Max was like $1.50.
Were you drinking coffee at that time?
Grade 8, yeah.
Holy shit.
What the fuck gangster, dude. Fuck.
I'm surprised you're still alive
now, right?
Yeah.
No wonder I'm a fucking wreck.
I didn't start drinking coffee until about 5 years ago.
I've actually downgraded my coffee intake.
Well, you have to because you're falling apart.
Well, yeah, no shit. Well, no, yeah, not dodging trees will do that, right?
You deleted that video. I think it was either the first or the second when you were in the hospital, and it's like a 2-minute video. And at one point, I still want to clip that, but it's gone. Where you're defending the people in the hospital, the staff workers, and you're saying "fuck your freedom." I want that clip so bad, but it's gone.
Yeah, I deleted it. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, man. Like, fuck. No, there's still export day. That's when and I haven't had a cigarette now for a few months. But when I was smoking, like the shithouse smoking, like when I drank and stuff, I got export day. Export day is still around. So is Players. So is Du Maurier.
Du Maurier is still around. I had to do a smoking bit for a short film I did very recently, and I had to buy a 20-pack of Du Maurier, and they're not like they used to be. Okay, I got kind of a comparison for you, Heather. But this is more for, well, no, it extends to both. So the island of England, you got London in the south, you got Scotland in the north. Yorkshire is in about the middle. So when you compare that to the province of British Columbia, where I am in the south is Vancouver, the middle would be about Williams Lake area, so Yorkshire, and northern part where Scotland would be in England is where Mackenzie and Chetwynd is. So there are some parallels, but it's not exactly like the Scottish Highlands, because Scottish Highlands are beautiful. Mackenzie area, it's just a bunch of trees.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's lots of trees that aren't there anymore. Like everything's been taken down. A lot has been taken down. So
yeah, because of the beetle kill. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so yeah,
the entire UK can fit inside BC. That might be true. Yeah. But I would argue, even though I've never been there, I've only seen it in pictures, that England is a lot more picturesque than BC. Because I've driven from north to south in BC. I've seen pictures of the UK and Scotland and Yorkshire, and that then again, maybe the pictures are Photoshop, but I'd make a case for better photography for the UK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what you said, Chad. So I don't know. Who am I?
Yeah. Exactly. Who are you?
Exactly. Who am I?
We're nobody. We are all fucking meat sims in this fucking simulation called the Matrix.
Just a meat sim.
Just a meat sim.
As James used to do.
Yeah, just a meat sim. Well, fuck, we meandered quite fucking well today, I thought. Bruh fucking people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
550. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, were they that cheap? I remember we came at my 18th birthday, we came for my uncle's wedding. So perfect. I turned 18 as I came to Alberta. It was awesome. And I got a 18-pack of Canadian. I was drinking Canadian Ice at the time. And a 25-pack of Players Filter king-sized. And it was under $20.
Players Filter. Ooh.
Yeah, it was gangster.
The most expensive cigarettes I can remember were the ones that Brad Harker turned me on to for a short time. John Player's Special.
Those were disgusting.
Those were strong. They were stronger than Export Green.
Yeah. Oh, remember Export A Green too? Oh, fuck. One of the guys at the mill smoked Export A Green just so people wouldn't ask to borrow cigarettes. Bum a smoke off.
Nice. Oh.
All right, let's wrap up.
Okay. A big thank you to everyone who stuck around this long, including Corey and Chad and Ryan and Heather, who is here almost from the beginning, and those in the past. Jen, I think, is still here. Maybe not. And both Jolene's and Dad. Jesus. And the Brodster, your friend and mine.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, who else was here? We got a lot of comments. Jamie was here in the beginning. Thank you so much, Jamie.
Yeah.
And that was That was our crowd tonight, aside from all those others who logged in and then logged out, not saying anything.
I just found, so hopefully Jamie's still here. I just want to show her this picture. I might be wrong. Oh, why don't I like this? Oh, I did like this.
Thank you, Jen, for the like. We really appreciate it.
Somebody put a picture of a snowmobile on a roof in Mackenzie. An old picture.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta see if I can find it. I just clicked on it. Now, of course, it disappeared. But just to show how much snow we used to get.
So, Heather, if Heather's still around, back in the 1980s, the snow that we used to get would, and I don't want to use the word literally, however, it would literally go up to the bottom of the roof, which is a good 8 feet. I remember maybe not 8 feet, but 6 feet, I remember at some point in time. Because I could jump from the roof into the snowbank, and it was not whoa, it was almost instantaneous.
And we lived in a trailer park, trailer trash, and the snow would get so high you could just walk off the snow because you had to shovel the roof off all the time. You could just walk off the snow onto the roof. You didn't need a ladder. You could just step on, not like jump and
This guy was trailer trash, not me.
Yeah.
No, not me. You got a song of the week?
I do actually. So, for those of you scoring at home, I think I said this. I am quite enjoying the series Peacemaker, and that's with John Cena. Yeah, it is quite.
John Cena. The Suicide Squad was an okay movie.
Yes, and this is a play off that. It happens right after the Suicide Squad. So if you like the Suicide Squad, you'll enjoy it. So, so this is from the show this week, and it's by Hano Rocks off the album Bangkok Shocks, Shylon Shakes, and Heon Rocks, called 11th Street Kids. Never heard this song. I'm wondering if it's now their most popular song because of this show. I actually should look now because it gets a star that it's its most popular. That's what happens on with Apple Music. You get a little star for the most popular song on the album. So that is the most popular, one of the most popular songs. So yeah, let me read that again. It's called the 11th Street Kids by Hano Rocks.
Hanoi Rocks? You
Hanoi
see
Rocks.
Comment?
Yeah, Hanoi Rocks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was they were on Peacemaker this week.
Cool.
And I just had my phone and I Shazammed him. Like, I really like this song. So
So at the close of one of our shows a few weeks ago, I talked about a few bands that I wanted to listen to who were part of a genre of music in the 1980s called dream pop. And I just finished listening to all of the major studio albums that the Cocteau Twins have done. And there is an album that they did in 1983 called Bluebell Knoll by the Cocteau Twins, and the song is called Sugar Hiccup. That to me is 80s. It's pure 80s sounding. I love it. And that to me is the pinnacle of dream pop. So Sugar Hiccup by the Cocteau Twins with the fabulous lead singer, Elizabeth Fraser.
Sugar Hiccup?
I think it's Elizabeth Fraser who is the lead singer. Maybe I'm an idiot.
By the Cocteau
Twins.
All right, I will add that right now, and I will give her a listen once we're off the air.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Jesus.
Well, you can have that snow, Jen. It's cold down here, but we're supposed to be 11 degrees by Monday. So,
nice.
Woo! That's another reason why I ain't going back to Mackenzie. Because it's
woo!
Woo! Horseman.
Yes, like the guy from Total Recall. Exactly. Yep.
All right. Wrap it up.
So we're out of here. Thank you all very much. We will see you next Thursday. Hopefully the world will be in a little less disarray than it is now. However, even with this disarray, we learn a lot. And if you take the time to read and listen and pay attention, you will learn a lot from what has gone on, what has transpired. And before we go, I'll give two more people. their due. +2 here. Nice. Good night, Jen. Thank you all very much. We'll be back next Thursday. And video, play us out.